VTUK. Hey, good evening and welcome to Vape Talk UK, Tuesday evening and all that jazz. How we doing? I was a bit loud, I scared myself through beer.
Yeah, blimey, what was that?
That was extremely loud.
Oh, shit. Covered yourself in beer as well. What a waste of beer.
I know.
I don't know.
I've never scared myself out of my own mouth before.
Yeah.
Well, that I care to admit.
Oh, good. It's Tuesday.
I need a pair of pliers.
Tuesday again.
Yeah.
Yes, Ilse Chandler is on time. He was actually in good time today.
Yeah. It wasn't like it wasn't like all of 2 minutes before going on air. So I'd call that a win.
Deck head bobbing to Spice Girls. I know that song Fridays.
Friday Spice Girls Day, is it?
Well,
Yeah.
occasional head bobbing.
Kaz, did you just sniff your finger?
Thanks for the sub, Dave. Appreciate that, buddy.
Yay!
Yay.
Oh, I like subs.
I don't know what that is.
Don't know what that is.
Oh, I do know. Bring it.
So we have a very special guest tonight, Mr. Michael Perkins, straight
Hello.
from his kitchen.
And
Yes.
note.
We're gonna come back to that later. Why you're in a kitchen? Why that has a ring connection to something?
And just for comedy value, note that he's not muted.
Yes,
Yeah, for once, this is the first time ever. Yes.
that can be arranged though.
Yeah, I'm sure it can. I won't be surprised if everything I say is actually muted.
Oh, there is a waiting room, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think I have actually gave you admin privilege, though, did I? Have I?
doesn't matter. So our guest tonight is the coveted up and coming reviewer, Mr. Michael Perkins, also known as Perkinips, or simply Cunt for some. No, I'm joking.
I've been called worse, Martin. It's fine. Today.
Explored every
I've been
opportunity.
called worse today.
Yeah.
Oh dear. How
We'll
to get
talk
on
a little
the
bit
how to
about
get on the
that.
guest's good side within the first 30 seconds. Yeah.
That is on his good
It's
side.
all love. It's fine.
We're gonna talk a little bit with you later about being a reviewer, also. But first, what are you vaping on?
What am I vaping on?
Yeah.
Well, currently, just now, it's the Kennedy Ruby 21. I've never had a sort of cloud chasing setup before, and I just, on a complete whim, just saw it and thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy that. So I did.
So
And
the
I'm actually
Vindicator.
enjoying it quite a lot. So
Looks like the Vindicator.
it's basically the Vindicator, but the deck is milled into the tube, so there's no 510. So supposed to minimize voltage drop, but not owning the Vindicator, I don't know, but it certainly hits very well. I have to say.
If you get on with it, you need to try and track down an SOI.
What's that one?
Similar sort. So everything's
All right, okay.
built in, but hands down, okay, Kennedys are good, don't get me wrong. I love Kennedys, have done for the past 7-8 years. But hands down, it is the nicest vape you'll get plenty of airflow, not so plenty.
Oh, nice.
But it's
Yeah, hits well.
not got a battery in it.
Not got a battery. Yeah, that doesn't help.
Anyone?
What
anything else? Do you
was
have
that called, Mark?
It was called an SOI, Subohm Innovation. They're quite. You might. You might struggle to get one. They come up every now and again in some of the mechie groups. Innovation. It's called the Sub Zero.
Nice.
If you, oh no, ignore that. It says that it's yeah, clone. Forget it.
So in the Kennedy, I've got super good Blue Pom Mojito, which is pretty damn good. I have to say, I am enjoying that.
How much mint's in that?
Not too much, and it's not like sort of. It's the mint flavour rather than the sensation, if you know what I mean.
So it tastes like toothpaste.
Not cooling. It doesn't feel like it's got any coolant in. It's just the flavour of mint. So it's quite different because normally mint you get cool, don't you? But with this, it's
like
just
red
the flavour.
Red pills like that.
Yeah. So I'm quite enjoying that in there. I've also got the Avatar as well, which is, I absolutely love the Avatar. It wicks like an absolute dream. It wicks better than it should do by looking at the design
the
of
black
it.
version, Mark.
And the black version as well, of course, yes. And what else have I got? I've also got the Quadro IMO 2 with the Leon on top. So sort of got it looking like that at the moment, which is a bit weird, but I just sort of, it sort of appealed to me, so yeah. And in that, well, in the Avatar, I have got Scully chili, Bones chili, and also in the Leon, I've got that baked vanilla cheesecake.
TYD.
Yes. And that's pretty much it.
Cool. Well, before we head on to the next one, just a quick shout out to all the viewers over on YouTube.
Oh yeah, forgot about YouTube.
And so, of course, all the viewers here. DM just dropped in. Leif, welcome. Ali, of course. Ben. Decca. Who is FSGXP? Is it one of your guys?
Yeah, I think it's Jay. Shout out to Jay. Yes.
Hi, Jay.
Massive shout out to DM as well. Thank you, sir. Appreciate those. Came with love.
And to Ilse, to Matt, Mike, and Sean. And finally, of course, the boss, Mr. Lloyd Vaughan. Alex hasn't joined us yet. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. Is he at work?
Yeah, no.
How is it?
Alex is in Twitch chat.
There he is. And Matt is also here. And, of course, Mr. David Payne. So, Chandler.
Yes.
What's y'all vaping on?
Oh. I've got Billy Bugs.
Oh, the pod.
Billy
Yeah,
Bob.
but I've got the pod system. So with nothing else but the Vape Snail in it. So
How you liking the snail?
liking the snail. Every now and again, though, it suddenly decides it's shorted. And I thought I'd solved. I thought I'd solved that by checking the deck, and it was one of the screws was loose. So fixed that and sorted it, and then re-wicked it yesterday, and it's been mucking me about again. You have to twiddle with the contact that hits the bottom, unscrew it slightly, and if you get it, you have to get it in the right place. If it's too far out, it still shorts. If it's too far in, it shorts. So I just have to twiddle with it. But
Has there been any leaking from the snail?
No, not so much.
I'm surprised.
No, snail doesn't
I had quite
leak.
a bit. Well, not leaking, but condensation I had with mine quite a bit.
It's condensation underneath, but it only starts getting noticeable after about 2 or 3 tankfuls. So a quick pop out, wipe round with a bit of tissue, put it back in again. And you have to, and there's the that tiny little, there's a tiny little bit of cotton in the rubber bung underneath that you have to squidge out.
Oh yeah.
That works quite well. So
A little tampon. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, that's the one.
Stop.
What?
Alex has been to the post office.
What?
No.
Shut the front door. No.
Really?
What did he have to pick up?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Sorry, you may continue.
That's okay. So there you go. That's the Vape Snail and billet books. And what have I got in there? Oh, rummaging through drawers. I found some Colonel Boom's Coup d'etat.
That looks like it's steep for a long time.
Look, I found it in the back of a drawer. It never used to be that colour.
I look
Yeah.
like dehydrated piss.
It does look a bit, but it still tastes nice. So that is the
yes.
yeah, that's the last bit that I've got, and you can't get it anymore. So yeah, I'm just going to enjoy that bit and recycle the bottle. And my other one.
Have you had to pull the fire blanket out yet?
No, I haven't had to get the fire blanket out. It's fine. God's sake. I've been using dual parallels for years. So cut that.
Parallel or series? I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, it's parallel. Yeah, definitely. Don't give it Mark. He'll and in that I've got the Oati on the top with a little slam cap on there.
It's missing the slant. It needs the slant.
It needs the slant. Have I got the other top? No, the other top cap. The top cap's in the other room.
I don't know where mine is.
Kind of a short drip tip, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks silly with anything bigger than that. Although I can remedy that if you like.
And I'd expected longer from you, I would say.
Yeah, no, it's a nice little setup, that, isn't it? I like that.
Gonna have to agree to disagree.
I still want to. I've got this urge to see if I can do something with the cradle inside, so I can get the the dinky cuboid bottles, the square ones that Mod Maker do.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can perhaps somehow cut that cradle out at the bottom, because a dinky cuboid in there would just look so much better than a round bottle. But there you go. That's just my OCD going, I want the dinky cuboid in it.
And as DM says, if Chanda thinks it looks silly, then it probably does.
Yeah, if I think it looks silly, it's way too over the top. And I've got my Vapor Giant on the Rinko, just because I've had custard in it, and I've just put a fruity vape in it, and it still tastes like custard. I should have re-whipped it.
Tut tut.
Hey ho. So, Mark, what you on?
Me?
Oh, here we go.
I am on, I wouldn't say the wicket then, the pylon. Still on the roulette. Still enjoying that.
So the plastic flavor has gone.
Plastic flavor's gone.
Okay.
Was that new wigs?
No, just obviously all the excess plastic has seeped out and I've inhaled it already. Just
Okay.
The rest of it's gone now. No, it's all right. I'm not going to slag it off as much as I did. It's our eat.
Okay.
I'm also on a pod system. And in response to the snail, zero leaking.
Well, you got a snail as well.
Yeah.
Ew.
Zero leaking, zero problems, effortless to build.
Is it from the first batch, yours? You know.
How'd you tell?
Well,
Is it from the first batch?
yeah.
No.
I think mine was from the second. They did make some changes. They had some
Yeah.
tweaks to it, didn't they? I think
The
mine.
one I
was.
had was from the first batch, and it definitely leaked.
This is
Late doesn't know.
Yeah.
I got told mine was the second one, so
They did. Yeah, they did do some revisions. Yeah.
couldn't tell you what the differences were, so I couldn't tell you what they changed. But yeah, have you got yours set up, Mark? Mouth to lung,
Matalung, tight as tight can be, and it's spot on.
and you got the chimney reducer in.
No, because I didn't see how you could use that without shorting. The way that sat looked as though it was going to short on the coils, so I didn't bother.
I thought the same because I've got mine mouth to lung. No, I haven't. I've got mine direct lung. I'd got 2.5 mil coils in there, and I thought when it was shorting that the coils were touching the chimney, but I think there's more room in there than you think.
I don't know, because when I put it in without a coil in, it struggled to shut. Anyway, by the by,
It's that that's just it seating in it. Should be all right. Because I initially put a 2.5 mil coil in. I didn't actually know there was a chimney reducer in there because I didn't actually research it or anything like that. I just bunged it in and went awesome. It wasn't until Matt went, "Have you taken the chimney reducer out?" that I went, "There's a chimney reducer in it." So I got a 2.5 mil. I got a 2.5 mil twisted Clapton in there with the chimney reducer in it, and it didn't short.
Someone said the gaskets were upgraded in the second batch, apparently. So maybe that's why no leaking.
no
They
leaking at
will
all.
send you new ones for free if you have the batch one.
I is also on Slam Pace Purge, and on that. Also on TYV with Cango.
Cango, ooh,
And yeah,
nice.
you know Dale likes his sweet stuff.
That is sweet.
You don't like it, do you?
No,
Too sweet.
I like the mango. It's like a mango Rice Krispie squares thing. It's the Rice Krispie squares bit.
So
Yeah,
it's the
too sweet.
marshmallow in the Rice Krispie squares that makes it. You get that creamy.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. You know, I'm mainly mouth to lung, so to change it up and have something sweet and desserty, so good. And that is me, I think. Says hunting around his desk. Yeah.
nice.
That's me. Martin.
Have you got anything blue today?
Yes, it just arrived in the door some hours ago, and I'm now fiddling between the Caliburn and the Caliburn G.
Ooh, you got a new
Caliburn
pod.
G. What's the Caliburn G?
It's for G's G.
It's for G's.
It's like the Caliburn G.
I'll get back to that later with the comparison. In the regular Caliburn, I've still got Just Juice,
I've just realised you've got your juice as well.
Mango Passion Fruit. And in the G, I've got some new British salt nick from, how do you pronounce it, Mark? Frucht?
Fucked. Funked.
Frucht.
Fucked.
It means fruit in Danish. Passion fruit juice. So far, quite nice. Then I'm also on my Seduce with my Imperia. In that, I've still got the Future Juice, Mango, Passion Fruit. I'm vaping a lot of Passion Fruit and Mango at the moment. I don't know why.
Available from.
Maybe. Just look at his hat. .co.uk. And last but not least, I'm on my CLZ XQ Squonker with the basic 1.1 on top. Then there I've got some lovely Bisha Strawberry Guava. Also from
Oh, nice.
yeah. So that's me tonight. I'll get back to the Caliburn G a little bit later. Yeah, that's me.
Nice.
Very nice.
There we go.
So
Wasn't an hour for the hand checks there then? No.
that was brutal last week.
Yeah, that was a long hand check last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
How did I'm guessing the majority of people here watched or listened back at some point? How did we feel that the VVRP takeover? Did we enjoy it? Was it nice for a change? Is it something you'd like to see regularly, or fuck them off?
Regularly? Yes.
I enjoyed it. Do you know what I enjoyed?
What's that?
I just enjoyed turning up. It was great.
Yeah, you didn't have to do any buttons or anything like that. You
didn't
just
have to
turn up
think.
and go for it. Fair play.
Turn up at 2 minutes to and just do a channel.
Yeah, you did. You just kind of because I started all the Zoom off. So yeah.
You did. Well,
Cool. Let's have a look at highlights and lowlights of the week then, shall we?
yeah. Let's start with our guest. So, Michael, did you experience anything interesting or the opposite of interesting, like highs and lows from the past week?
Well, whether it's interesting depends on your point of view. To me, it was, but
You're-
may not be to you.
What you find interesting, because what you find interesting may some other find as a not interesting, and the opposite.
Maybe, but probably not. No, interesting for me. Well, two things. First, obviously, getting into a cloudy build like this. I've got a 0.11 in there at the minute, and previously the lowest I've ever gone, literally, is like 0.3. So it's like an awakening to me, really, because I've never done the clouds thing. I went from MTL to RDL and sort of back and forth, but I've never done like proper DL before. So it's definitely been a bit of an eye opener for me, this one. I
Are
have
you
to say.
enjoying clouds, bro?
Yes, exactly. And the flavour,
Cloudy nips.
I'm happy with the flavour as well, to be honest. Quite impressed with it. I thought it would just be clouds and not much flavour, but it's actually pretty good. So that's my highlight. Also, I wish it was here today, but I think it's coming tomorrow, is my Strangers Mods Minima 21. That's coming tomorrow, like an engraved one. So I wish I had that to show you, but that's coming tomorrow. So that'll be a highlight when it comes.
It's on
Did
screen.
you get that from New, or was it like a second?
From New, yeah. I've been you won't believe this, Martin, but I've actually waited for something for over a week. This has been since the end of August. I've waited for this, which is very unlike me.
That
looks a bit fancy. Where's that from?
Quid or something like that.
It's from Italy, yeah. It's made in Italy.
Highly expensive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It was around the time of my birthday, so I thought, I'll treat myself to a mod that's, I think it's about 800 quid.
Oh.
Yeah. I know.
Wow.
I'm a dick.
And imagine the fully loaded billet box you could get for that.
I know, exactly.
Look. I have
Go
a
on.
heart attack. I have a heart attack with a 300 quid billet box.
Yeah, but bear in mind though that I sell most of the stuff that I own within a matter of weeks, so there's always cash coming in as much as there's cash going out.
Okay.
Well, I forgot the name. FSTXP is already called Dips.
Yeah.
Told
Oh
you.
right, okay. Yeah, that's Jay. Yeah, it's called Dibs. The reason why it attracted me was because it's got that FL80 chip in it, which outside of I think the Danny Mini, like the Danny mods, I don't think it's really that common. So it was nice to have a mod where it's got that chip, because I do like the die codes. So, in terms of low light, it's probably selling the Mako, because I did love that mod, but it has gone to a better home, hopefully. But I did really like the Mako, or Is it Mako or Mako? I don't know. But
Mako for me.
yeah, maybe it's Mako. It's probably me just being a Manchester ruffian. But I was sad to see it go. Let's put it that way. Yeah, there we go.
I just said Mako, but there you go. Again.
Yeah. Well, we're not.
Northern.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Mako.
Isn't
Yeah,
Mako? It's
I'll
a
miss
whale,
it.
isn't it? Isn't Mako a whale or
It's a shark.
shark?
Yeah. Hence the sort. You might just on that picture, you can sort of see at the bottom the outline of the shark, where the door meets the bottom of the mod.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's a really good mod. I mean, it's literally the smallest regulated swanker you can get. It's smaller than a lot of mech mods, mech swankers. So yeah,
That's regulated. Yeah, I just assumed that was a mech.
Just they put
Yeah, well,
the screen on the
the
bottom.
board is actually mounted on the bottom. Yeah.
Ah, so
Like,
hence
sort of-
slightly taller. Okay, clever.
It's just like a few mil taller than like a mech mod, but a lot narrower. Yeah.
Matt
It's,
says that Mako is a cheap paint shop in the States. Maybe they also took their names after a shark.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Well,
it's
that's
macro, isn't it? You know, over
Ma-
here.
macro. Macro.
Macro.
Yeah. The Northern Costco. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much my highlights and lowlights vape wise, to be fair. So who wants to go next? Martin?
Well, I'm going to start off with a revisit of something that I was surprised I actually thought was at least pretty looking. Some weeks ago, we talked about the mech cider. So I just thought I'd share with you some more specs. So it's still going to be a full mech, full silver contacts, Delrin and stainless steel body. Going to be priced at 159 euros.
Still don't like that gap.
Yeah, that gap's a bit.
Did see in the group that they were teasing a little bit the other day, so I think there's going to be a list soon.
I'd
But
like
yeah.
to see
Oh, you have
a
to get
plug
it
for
through
the
a
gap.
list.
Well, the first ones at least.
Yeah.
It's basically the usual Italians. It's Alessandro and Alessandro with some help from
Yeah.
I think it's the French guy Pierre Plus or Plus.
Oh, Pierre Plus, yeah.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
he's French, so it's Plus. I think. I actually don't know.
As Matt's just put, he was hoping it would be cheaper than that.
Yeah. But it's
I
Italian,
would.
so would we
I was-
really have thought it would?
I was going to say, yeah, it would be nice if it was closer to the 100 mark, but you're looking at a Facebook list group. So to be fair, that's for something that you have to buy through a Facebook list. You're normally looking at that kind of pricing, aren't you?
How much was the standard insider? Yeah, the regulated one. That must have been about 250, easy.
No, I think it was around the 200 actually. I think it was more like the full engraved ones. They
Yeah.
were a bit pricier. But then again, they were regulated. But then again, there's so much you can do to a side by side. So I think this is an interesting perspective, at least, because I hate side by sides, and this actually doesn't bother me that much. Not that I would get one, but still.
Mm.
The other,
Yeah. I was going to say, it does seem like there's quite a few like mech side-by-side mods coming out recently, whereas there didn't seem to be many for a while, you know.
I think it's like Squonk box mods 2 years ago. You know, everyone could make them, or like a year ago even, because it's not. There's no soldering. There's no. You know, it's open with a door, and you can put anything in, and it's easy to assemble and so on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hold your thoughts on side-by-sides.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the interesting thing, which was a high to me, was actually a high, I think 2 weeks ago, but then I don't know if we forgot or anything. No, take over. But it's a new example of a sort of a high-end modder company going about doing business with some Chinese. but it's a very good one, I think, and it's Aspire. So in my book, that's the best ones you can collaborate with. It's Noname Paradox.
Interesting.
Really nice looking mod. It has that classic no-name fire button where the entire side of the mod is one big fire button. There's of course a small button underneath, and so you take out that plate, and then you have your buttons, which are those annoying buttons which are to the side.
And it's blue.
It is kind of blue.
And that's champagne.
But I think a very interesting concept. It looks a lot like what's the one way you can put that weird beauty ring thing on top from Noname.
Oh.
It's pretty much based on that.
No Name didn't do that. Is it Sodad or Saudad?
Yeah, Saudade.
Yeah.
What it's called.
I quite like them.
Yeah.
Do we have more pictures, Mark?
Yeah, I've done them both now. Oh, we have more. So, you've got 4.
Yeah, I think I've actually got 5.
I quite like the Quicksilver, the one with the blue on it.
This close up, for me, it shows that I don't know what the weight of it is. I think it's going to be in the specs, but that it has some quality, the right balance of weight. So it's not too heavy, but it's still the weight that you feel that it's quality.
You see, I've just seen that profile now, and that's a bit too grippy for me.
It's a bit too grippy.
Yeah, too much overhang at the top.
Do you have to take the panel off to access the buttons? It looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it'd like that.
There's the
no,
fire
but
button.
there's only so many times you regulate your mod, and then you can hide them, so it's like a stylish cover that works as a fire.
The fire button's at the top, but that plate hits that fire button at the top. So, I quite like.
I
like
think
the
it's
looks
one of the more interesting ones. Yeah, of course, there are the other ones from the Aspire Mix and.
It's a shame it's not a 21700.
Yeah, that is a shame, but maybe that was because of size. I don't know.
But maybe that can link in nicely to my my downside this week. So I was on a video chat. I'm pretty sure with someone who's in chat this week, and we were sitting there spitballing, let's say, and we were trying to work out if something would work size-wise, and whether or not we could do.
Glad you said spitballing.
Yeah.
Were you comparing sizes?
Yeah. So we're both like, oh, how big's a 21700? And I actually got my tape measure out. And then realised that, Mark, you were a donut.
21 mil across. 700 mil
yes,
tall.
I know. But it wasn't until I'd gone, I'd done the first measurements, it was like, you twat.
Wait. So how big is a 26650?
26 mil across.
650 tall.
900 down. It's honestly, at this moment you just don't think. I just didn't think and just went straight at it with a tape measure. It was like, you donut.
It wasn't until you realised it was 700 mil tall that you went, oh, I wonder if it's 21 mil diameter.
I knew it was 21 diameter. Fucking chimp.
And just be very careful if whatever you do, right, from experience, don't try and measure a battery with a set of calipers.
Have you done that?
Yes.
Connecting plus to the minus.
Yeah.
I think we ought to rename Chandler from Chandler to Thermal Runaway.
No, we need to start a GoFundMe for the I'm not even talking the fire extinguisher. Get him like a fire hose or like a sprinkler system maybe.
Just a direct line straight to the fire service would be great. Actually, I
Mate,
think.
I know. We just start now. Start a GoFundMe now for a new house for Chandler. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Just before it happens.
Yeah. Yes, it is their own Aspire chip that's inside. Yes.
Excuse me. Right. My. I've got a couple of things. Have you seen BP Mods New RDA that's being flaunted? Flaunted.
Yes, I've seen it a long time ago. Are they flaunting it again?
Yes, they're a month away apparently.
It's the one where you can swipe open the cover, like the top, right?
I don't know. I couldn't find any more information other than the picture that they posted on their Facebook group.
You see that where it has that black round thing?
Yes.
Just the top arch, just like a black round thing. That's an O-ring.
Oh, so the top cap comes off.
Swivels up, so you don't have to take it off.
Lifts up.
In which case, I don't like it anymore. Too complicated.
Hey.
At least that was the thing with the prototypes. I'm pretty sure since that looks so much like an O-ring and there is like a cut there, that it looks like it. But I've only seen some of the earlier prototypes. Getting the pin.
Sorry, you spoilt it. I like the look of it, and now you're talking that shit swivels and pivots and dances on itself.
Tell you the
Complicating it.
I love it. You love the look of it, and then you find out something innovative that no one else has done before, and it's like, nah, fuck that.
When I looked at it, I was like, well, what's going on here with the cap? What's with all these? What's with all the gaps and what's going on? What excited me the most was the reduced chamber. The flavour on that is going to be incredible, without a doubt.
Single coil.
But if I've got to oil it and swivel it, and no, it can get in the bin. My other one, the Paramore. Have we seen that this week? Side by side.
Oh, okay.
hoping that's on your low list.
That's a high side by side.
It will be. It's got an 18650 or a 2700 or a 21700 compatible tube with it.
Wow, 21700. I'm all over it.
Oh,
Compatible.
25 millimeters.
Yes.
That's been sought after by a lot of people.
Okay, 25 mil. Yeah.
It's for your clouds, bro, using 18350s. It's
Go back one picture, Mark. It was just
Is
a
that?
puzzling thing.
Oh, so that's
Type
18350.
Charge port.
say again.
Type C charge port.
Yay!
Is it a built-in battery?
No, because it
No.
takes.
No, 18650 or it says.
Again, why with removable batteries are they sticking charge ports in? I know the
It's
tech.
doable for emergency situations, but it's never advisable to charge it. Even with a single battery, you can do it. But I think we've had the discussion before where you said, Channel, that it was actually better to do it with a dual battery because of the. And
So if you're looking at it, if you're putting 2 amp charge into it, if you've got a single battery, the single battery's getting all 2 amps. If you've got a dual battery,
Yeah.
each battery gets an amp. So it's safer to onboard charge if it's dual battery than it is with a single battery. That's from me watching Mooch's videos.
Alex
He's saying it's very easy. It can be very easy to get into trouble charging a single 18650 mod.
Matt, don't set me off on knurling. You know what
this
I'm like.
must be on your shit list or your low, because it has knurling, of course.
Do you know the one thing that put it on the shit list for me, other than I can't remember, other than it's a side by side.
Yeah.
What's going on with this mech life? ex Mr. Just Right, ex Mr. Fallout Vape. All these collaborations, are they just getting silly now?
Yeah.
It's starting to be. Yeah.
Which brings me
Because you're
on.
not-
collaboration.
Because you're never sure how much of a collaboration it's been. You can with the Aspire stuff, you can see when they've done like the Sunbox,
Where
you can
the
see
inspirations
it
come
looks,
from.
Yeah, it looks like they've obviously had some collaboration from Sunbox. They've at least okayed the design.
Or like this. Looks like a Typhoon.
But some of the things that come out that's got someone's name on it, you wonder whether they've just gone, we've got this new RDA, can we stick your name on it just so we can sell a few more?
My next one then, whilst we're talking about it, have you seen Signature Mods Newboro?
Is it a EUC bar? Oh, yeah.
The
that
Truss.
Oh,
The what?
No.
The Thrust?
Truss. TRUSS.
I wanted to be named Thrust.
Which is Signature Tips cross Mr. Just Right cross Dolpo.
Ah,
okay. How much is it? Just right. So my first thought with it being stroke Dovpo, it should be relatively cheap for signature tips.
How much do you reckon?
You're looking at 50, 60 quid.
89 quid.
I'd say 80.
Any advances from chat?
89.
Any advances?
How much is
100?
the? Because it looks it's the same kind of style as the vape shell, isn't it?
It's going to be $54.99.
Oh, David Payne, I think you just Googled it, did you?
Totally did.
It's going to be 50.
So googled.
It's going to be 55 quid.
Reasonable.
That's worth a punt.
I saw this earlier, and I think a lot of mentions were regarding where the airflow holes were.
They're right there at the front.
At the front. So how are they going to
You
get?
weren't questioning where they were. You were commenting on where they were. Sorry, completely misunderstood that.
I know. I was questioning because is it only? I guess it's only on one side then, but no, that's not the airflow.
but-
that's
No.
of course
That's the juice flow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be.
But
It's gotta be
that's
that's
one side then.
So if you look on the top bar, there's 3 holes.
So the airflow goes through those two posts on each side.
Well, not 2 because there's nothing on this one. There's nothing on the closest one.
Yeah, but the air holes will be on the other side because it's going to go up the middle and towards the coil.
Right.
Because the airflow's got to come up from the bottom because it's got to come from the bottom of the burrow, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it can't, those holes at the front can't be air holes because that would be inside
Yeah.
the burrow.
No. What I was saying, the airflow comes from the side.
Yes, but it comes. Yeah, but the airflow's got to come from the bottom of the burrow for the.
I think he means that it comes from. You can see those 6 holes in the post
Yeah,
come from the other side.
I'm assuming there's 6 holes in the post on the other side. We're just on the wrong side, so we can't see it because it'd have to come up and towards the coil.
Don't know. And
I
also,
couldn't be honest with that.
knurling. There's no need for it. Get in the
Is that
bin.
knurling thing? Is that just a 510 adapter to
It
drop
looks
it in?
like it.
Yeah,
But whatever it is, there's no need for it.
Why can't they just do like the Karma bridge and have just put a bit of thread in on the bottom of the burrow?
It'd be too easy.
Because that is just like so simple. You just, there
Ludicrous.
you go.
Because it wouldn't piss me off. They go out of their way to piss me off with unnecessary knurling.
What pisses me off with these sort of things is the fact that you've got to have this 510 adapter, and with the Vape Snail, once I didn't put it back in the box, and I spent about 20 minutes hunting around to find the mod that I'd left it screwed in on. It's like can't check the resistance on this.
I found the 510 a bit janky, to be fair.
You what? Sorry.
I found it a bit janky.
The
It was all over the place.
yeah. But yeah, 510 adapters they're a necessary evil, but so easily lost.
You got out, Janda?
I want to put that Vaporesso bar in on a highlight. Kelly's used nothing else.
Yeah, I was about to say you can't
all
put it
week.
a highlight because
I can't put it. I've not touched it. The only time I've touched it is when could you just fill that up for me, please? So all right. But yeah, not had to change the pod. Charged it up a couple of times. Other than that, she's quite happily using it daily. So I'm a happy bunny.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have an interesting question from Linnea in chat. How much do you guys vape every day? Lloyd every 33 seconds. Unless it's banana day, of course.
Lloyd ain't far wrong, is he? To be fair,
It's a lot.
I'm dreading having to go back into the office.
Linnea, do you mean like how many milliliters we go through, or how many like approximate puffs we do, or?
I've stopped measuring because it's too scary.
I don't
It would
care.
be hard to me to
I
measure.
don't care. Yeah,
I use so many devices. Just when I leave the house, it's like
Yeah.
at least 2 or 3. I take at least a pod and a setup, or even more.
Yeah.
I've been refilling the billet box at least 3 times a day. Is that
That's
apparently,
because
bad?
half
Good.
of it leaks out. So
apparently Mr. Mottram studies his puff count and temperature graphs on eScribe. Be interesting to know.
Okay.
yeah, but can we give Linnea like an approximate how much we vape? I think maybe between 8 and 10 milliliters a day. I think.
I probably with this I probably go through about 20,
yeah.
30 easy.
Yeah.
But with the Avatar, probably about 10 mil. I think this is a 5 mil tank, so probably about 10 mil with this. But yeah, so in total probably about 30, 40 mil.
I don't know how much the snail holds. To be fair, it's about 4 mil.
About 4.
Yeah, about
Ish.
4.5.
4.5, I think it is.
Okay, so yeah, call it 10 to 15.
I get through about 4 mil a day.
Yeah,
And
your
if I
maths-
were to guess the amount of puffs I have literally no idea. So measuring it in milliliters is the most accurate I can say. I hope that's answer enough, Linnea.
If I can work out how to plug the billet box in, I'm assuming does the DNA 60 keep a tally of puffs?
Alex
I have
says
no idea.
4.3 in the snail.
There you
Right,
go.
guys.
12 mil then. That's all right. Okay, sorry. Carry on, Martin.
Let's move on to our main feature, Rat, Mr. Perkinips. So we're calling you the new kid on the block because you are one of the newer reviewers. Could you just, like, in short, tell us about how you got started and what made you start? How did you start? How did you come to where you are at now? And that was a lot of questions. How did you start? How did you get the idea to start reviewing, and what did you start reviewing?
Well, I'll try and make it brief, but I don't really do that. So just interrupt if you need to. No, basically, the juice that started me reviewing was actually Lagoons. I bought it off Vapor Bay, and basically had never tried anything like it. I'd probably say it was the first premium juice I'd owned, not in terms of price, but in terms of like quality. And I just sort of got inspired to write a few lines about it on Vapor Bay, and then Alex Lloyd asked me. Yeah, to be honest, it was. I think it was about 3 lines for the pistachio and a little bit more for the eggnog one. But at the time, I was only vaping MTL, and particularly the eggnog, it just stood out in MTL for me. You could identify all the spices and flavors in it, and it was just different. So I wrote a few lines for each on that, and then Alex and Lloyd asked if I wanted to be their reviewer for Vapor Bay. doing written reviews.
Where are we time frame wise?
This was, I think it was definitely winter because I can remember it snowing. But I think it was earlier this year, like maybe January. It might have been December last year, but around that time. So then I just they started sending me juice and stuff, and I started reviewing it. And to be honest, it was just because I have free time. Because I'm divorced, I have free time.
So that's what I've got to do.
So that was a written
It,
review.
yeah.
Okay.
Which you had like a certain panache to writing your review, so you quickly got into that style of writing and so on. That was a written reviews then. How long did that?
Probably for a good 6 months or so before I even considered doing videos. I mean, I think for juice reviews, for me anyway, written reviews sort of lend themselves to juice because you can sort of get a bit deeper in the flavors. Because when I have done video juice reviews, but when I tend to do them, I don't write any notes. Whereas when I do a written review, I will do. I like it to be a bit more off the cuff with a video. So I think for me, I can give a bit more detail in a written review personally. So anyway, yeah, it probably got to about maybe, I think it was about July when I'm sure it was you, Martin, said something about doing video reviews. And a few other people had said, oh, you need a YouTube channel. And I was like, I can't be arsed. I've not got a camera. I've got a shitty iPhone. And that's about it. I've not got a laptop.
I don't think I can bragging about that. I got you into it, but I certainly gave you a very good advice, I remember, because I remember you were filming vertically.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I remember telling you just writing in big letters, horizontal mode.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I can remember that.
I know Ruby Roo started her vape reviews using an iPhone 4.
Right.
That was her camera. That was what she was using to record everything for a YouTube channel. And so there's a few big reviewers that started using iPhones.
Yeah.
So take us further. What did then happen? You started doing some reviews on video for fun of items you had.
Yeah, basically. So it was the new group that Lloyd started, the Vape Reviews one. I think I did a couple of written reviews on there, and then I just sort of, obviously I chatted to you about what apps to use for editing because I don't have a laptop and stuff. Viva Video is what I use. I just give it a go, had a bit of a practice, and then just started posting reviews on there. I think I did about 10 before I could be asked to make a YouTube sort of channel. It just sort of started from there really. And I think how many subscribers? I think we've got about 130 subscribers, something like that. So it's growing. I mean, to be honest, numbers don't really matter to me. As long as like 1 or 2 people get something from it, then I'm happy. But yeah, I just do it because I've got spare time. It's a simple answer.
Okay, that's well, it's a good thing as a hobby. And
plus the other thing is as well is I've reviewed quite a few things where there's no English review for them, like the SPT Bilux. There was literally nothing out for that in English. There's a couple of European reviews for it. So I just thought, I'll try and review things that are a bit rarer that you don't often see from UK reviewers. I'm just going to continue with that because, as you know, I sell most of the stuff I buy. So hopefully there'll be a constant supply of things coming in. I just need a more constant supply from Vapor Bay, really, of juice. But
So are you looking? Are you're reviewing the stuff you buy and like letting the world now know about your experience with it? That you considered being open to reviewing hardware that you're sent for the purpose of the review?
Not really. I mean, what I have done, so obviously I can't afford to buy everything. So what I have done on a few reviews is just borrowed them off a few mates and then sent them back, which I think is a good way of doing it because, you're not sort of you're maintaining that independence, but also getting to try stuff that you wouldn't necessarily buy yourself. I don't think I would accept stuff like that. Juice is different, obviously, Alex and Lloyd. Keep it coming. But stuff like hardware, I don't think, especially given the amount of subscribers I have, that high-end companies, which is mainly what I'm interested in, mainly but not exclusively, I don't think they'd be sending stuff to me like £500 mods at this point. So,
so you're not picky on free shit, then, is what you're saying?
No, but in not so many words, yeah, it sends free shit.
Let's say some pod companies approached you saying, "Hey, we wanted to do a review, and we definitely know what that means. It can't be a bad review."
Yes, I don't vape pods at all, so I would definitely say no to that because I just don't. Not because I'm elitist, I just haven't got into it. It doesn't mean that I won't in the future, but at this moment in time, I don't. So I would never do a review where someone said, "Oh, we want you to do a good review." I mean, for Vapor Bay, for example, there's been some, not many, but a couple of juices that I haven't reviewed because I've not personally liked. So obviously, why would I review it? Because it's not an advertisement, but it's for Vapor Bay. So if I don't like the juice, I won't review it. But most of them that they sell are very good. Let's be honest.
Is it also a matter that you don't want to end up in a conflict of interest where you've been given something for free, and then if you don't like it, you have to review it and maybe
exactly. Yeah, I don't want to be because, like I say, I'm doing it for mostly my entertainment as well as to try and inform people. So I just don't want to get into that shit, basically.
That's fair. Some reviewers they literally have like a price list. Do you want a 1-star, 2-star, or a 5-star?
Oh no, and they have things like where if you pay them a bit, then they'll bump up the review in the order and stuff. I've seen that, and it's just like, oh, I mean, how can you trust what they say? You know what I mean?
We have
Lord has just said he's going to send you both his bar, his tar, and his drift tank.
We have an OG in chat tonight. We've got Pixel is Riyadh, who was the founder of this channel, and he says if you don't like it, you won't review it. You need to be savage, dude.
well, you may say that I was actually sent something. It was the SVT. I can't pronounce the name. It's the sort of all-in-one thing with a tank that uses a Tel tank. What's the mod called? Guillermo. I can't say it. It's Italian. I couldn't say it on the review.
Guillermo.
Yeah, that's the one, Martin. You've got a bit more of the accent for it. But I did actually give that not a bad review, but I thought it was quite a poorly designed product in some aspects. Although it looked good, I thought the design, because it's got like this little cog top nut, which is really hard to tighten and get. I had problems getting a connection with it. Excuse me. So yeah, some things I will give a bad review, but I won't sort of generally buy things myself. That's just something I was sent by someone. So yeah, I'm not opposed to giving a bad review if need be.
So you're not specifically aspiring to have like 5,000 subscribers or just being big for being big.
No, not all. If it stayed the same, I'm happy. Yeah, it doesn't bother me in the slightest.
You're gonna want to have to keep on saying your opinion all the time, whether it being good or bad.
You see, since I've been vaping these past few months, I've been noticing sort of like dry hands, and particularly my knuckles.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine actually invented this stuff with electrolytes in it. Really, really, really good for dry knuckles. So if you want me to send you some, give it a review.
What?
Yeah, I've got some. I've got some cream that really does the job as well. So we could sort something out there.
These people are just far too new to the industry that
they haven't got a clue what we're on about.
Right, that was the start of Rip Tripper's demise. He came on and complained of dry knuckles because of vaping, and then tried to promote some electrolyte water.
So DM, you just gotten into auto block with your C word.
Allow it.
Did he do that before the super bloke thing, or? Yeah.
About 3 years before.
Quite a way before. Yeah.
All right. So the plan now is to continue doing it as much as your
Yeah, as amazing.
and your joy allows it.
Yeah. What, my job?
Well, yeah, your vaping review.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm just going to try and do one a week. If I can get 2 in a week, then I will. I mean, at the minute, I've got the Quadro to do. I've got the Avatar. I've had that for about 3-4 weeks now, which is a long time for me, as you know. I know. But I've thoroughly tested the Avatar, so I feel like I know what I'm talking about with it now.
Because no one has called dips, that's why.
I think they have. Or have they not? No,
Those who don't
I've
know,
had a couple...
we like to tease Berkey with that he's getting stuff and selling them the week after. So
yeah, it does happen. It happens. I think a lot. It's not actually got dibs on it because a lot of people don't like that Avatar there. You know, the silver Avatar. And for me, I actually don't mind it, but I can see why people wouldn't like it.
Anyone's interested? There's actually one up on Hatters at the moment.
Yes, I have had messages saying, "Is it yours?"
I could confirm it's not his.
Yeah, it's not.
If Nips, Berkey Nips, he posts something and he's just gotten, people are just saying Nips straight away in the comments.
Yeah, I get it a lot. I do. Yeah, I do. I have some hangers on who, you know, sort of vultures, if you will.
Is it like when you leave prison? And the day you get out, they all hawk round you for your spend and for your.
It's very much like not that you know, but yeah, it's very much like that. Yeah, it is. But yeah, I've got a few things coming up. I've got obviously the Kennedy I'll do, and I think I might review the super good ones as well because I do enjoy them. I know I did actually see Kaz's reviews of them because he did these ones, the super good, about a year ago. So yeah.
You sold your Patty Bum Bum.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. A long time ago though, probably earlier this year, which is a long time.
You actually buy some things back that you have sold before because you regretted it, right?
Yeah, I do. It's true. That's happened. What did I buy? Oh, the Karma RDA I bought twice. That was actually the first single coil RDA I owned, so it sort of has a bit of a soft spot for me, that one. But I'll be reviewing that soon as well.
David Payne is saying he's going to send you his wish list so that you can just buy it, review it, and then you can sell it on to him. That's...
Yeah.
But do you have a Jenna RDA?
I did. I've sold. Yeah, I did, and I sold it. Yeah.
I think it's a waste of time asking him if he's had that and that because he has probably, and then he sold it.
Yeah, I mean the Jenna RDA, I did actually, excuse me, I did actually think it was pretty good flavour, but that Ultim insert is just a fucker. It really is. It's so annoying. It just made me want to fucking do a J Hayes on it. To be fair. Smash it.
You mean horrid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Lloyd has said he can bring Jay Hayes on. He's a true hazer apparently. So.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's not a proper hazer, is he? Subscriber. Is he? Okay. I'm not surprised. I'll tell you what, Lloyd. If you subscribe, I'll pay you 50p a month.
Can we pop the link to your YouTube channel into chat? Just if anyone that isn't following wants to follow, or maybe even.
Of course, you won't see any objections here.
You know what Stream needs? Steam needs a react button to comments. So I can't be asked to type anything to Matt for saying Jay is a cunt, but I want to laugh at it.
We need some custom emotes, don't we? Just a laughy smile. I miss the normal laughy smiley face.
I'm sure that still exists.
I can't find it. It's that silly robot thing.
Perky, what is the exact name of the channel?
I've just posted you the link then.
That's weird. If you Google that, you're gonna get some results that you're.
Yeah, don't never Google my YouTube name. I've had that before.
So
In
if
fact, the
anyone
guy
wants to-
actually sent me a link to the video he found on YouTube by just searching Perky Nips with an S. Always make sure you use the Z, people. You know.
Oh dear.
It was an awful
go
video.
follow Perky Nips' review kitchen. The link is in chat now. And can you just briefly indulge us in why did you decide on calling it Review Kitchen? Why
Oh,
not
oh
Kitchen
yes, of
Review?
course. Yeah, well, Perky Nips, obviously, for people who don't know, Michael Perkins, surname's Perkins. People have always called me Perky at work for years. And obviously they call me Perky. And then I think it was Alex who just started calling me Perky Nips one day, and it just sort of stuck. And obviously the kitchen, because I'm just sat in the kitchen. And yeah, I think that was your idea, Martin, because it was a gap. You saw the gap in the market. The shed's taken. Can't go there. I was thinking garage, but it was a bit too close to shed. And
I
Martin
think I
said,
actually
well, what about
suggested
kitchen?
I suggested kitchen reviews, and then you said that sounds like I'm
Yes.
reviewing appliances. So
Yeah, and I still
Yeah.
get, even with this one, review kitchen, I still get that I review kitchen appliances. But I think with kitchen reviews, it would have been even worse.
You see,
So
I was,
yeah, I think-
this week I'm reviewing this new toaster from
Yeah.
Takeout.
you see, I was all up for subscribing and taking a look, but I got caught up with Girl with Puffy Nipples Gets Boned in Kitchen. And
well, this is the problem with the name. That's what I'm up against, the competition.
Everyone looking for your channel just gets sidetracked.
Yeah.
Japanese
That's it.
wife touches herself with puffy nipples.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Yeah.
A minute?
Mute yourself.
1 minute, so that's 2 times plus a break.
Right, how do I blank this
Right,
screen?
thanks for indulging us in your timeline and your
No, it's
thoughts of
fine.
being a reviewer, a new kid on the block, as I think we can still call you compared to some of the other reviewers.
Oh, definitely.
Uh,
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, like I say, yeah, cheers. Like, it's just a hobby for me. Like I say, I'm not interested in numbers. It's just, hopefully I review things that people don't often see as much. You know, there's really only sort of Mark who reviews sort of rarer things in the UK from what I can see. There are others, but yeah, I just try and review things that aren't as common. So,
And for hardware, it's good to get at least some thoughts and just some facts about
yeah,
an item. And for juice, it's good to have like a sort of description whether you will like it or not. That's always a personal
Yeah.
preference, but some facts about the juice.
of course, yeah. I mean, it's so subjective, like you say, the juice reviews really. But I mean, the main thing is the quality of it. You know, if you can tell the flavors have used, the quality, if the nicks, well, the nick might be separate, but at least the VG or whatever they've used, you can tell, or at least I can. And that's all you can say, really. I mean, it's just whether the flavor profile agrees with you. But I've had plenty of juices where I've seen a review and someone said it's really good, and then I've tasted it and it's been like, oh, no. Or I do get sometimes where juice, you know, you put it in a tank or a bottle, and after like, I don't know, a few mil, the flavour just goes. Whether that's baker's tongue or not, I don't know, but I have definitely had it with Super Good. That does keep its flavour refined, you know, till your cotton needs changing pretty much. So, yeah.
Well, Lath is saying that you should, if you hate something, hit it with a hammer, and then, of course, Alex very cleverly adds to it that it, of course, has to be a meat tenderizer because.
Of course.
Kitchen.
I forgot one. No.
Or
I
you
think
can
my
just use the
ex-wife took it.
toaster or something like that.
Just put it in the toaster and turn it on.
Yeah.
That could be entertaining.
I could do it on the microwave and feeling particularly
With juice
dangerous.
balls.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Recharge your batteries using the microwave. That's the old school way, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Tried that too.
Or just put your mod in a.
Does anyone remember going back to the old days? You see, we're all joking about the hammer joke. Does anybody remember Dale Wilkinson taking a hammer to I can't remember if it was a mod. Rick, you might remember. Do you remember Dale taking a hammer? I can't remember if it was a mod or an RDA or something, whether it was a rogue or... I can't remember what it was. But he did that. I'm not sure if it was live. But yeah, anyway. It also wants to know, Perky, do you have a baseline for testing liquids for review, like certain setups, for example?
Well, I sort of do. I tend to use the same coil. Obviously, I sort of, because a swap atomizes so much in terms of selling them. No, I will definitely be going forward. I will be using the Leon because I think it's a really good Atty for sort of defining flavors. But generally, no. All I do is not scientific at all. As if you've ever seen one of my juice reviews, I just put it on my hand, I lick it, I tell you what I think, and then I vape it. It's not this. When I'm doing written reviews, it is a little bit more in depth than that. But yeah, generally for the video ones, it's just as I see it. I mean, normally I vape it for at least a week before I do a review. But yeah, there's no sort of science behind it at all because it's just my opinion, you know. Mm-hmm. And I'm lazy.
So any collaborations coming up? You're gonna release your own juice line merch.
Yeah. What would it be called though?
Mother's milk.
Like a merch, like a just with 2 perky nips on it. That's it.
Yeah. Twin nips. Yeah.
Perky
well,
nips
actually,
juice.
with the kitchen aspect.
Try googling that one. That would be a bit.
Twin nips.
Perky nips juice.
On it.
I'll give it a go. But it sort of goes with the kitchen. I could have like Perky nips, home. I don't know, like some sort of bakery inspired thing because I'm in a kitchen. Maybe I don't know. But no, absolutely no plans for collaborations, and I don't think anyone would want me. So.
Perky nips, a juice that only Mother would like.
I will add, I think there's one item you need to review, and that's the kitchen.
The kitchen? Review the kitchen?
The kitchen mod.
Oh.
V1, V2, V3.
Never heard of it.
It's a single 18650, I think it's DNA mod.
Right. Oh, you'll have to get a picture up.
Go look for that because then you can do a review in the kitchen of the kitchen. So,
well, the one that I do want to review actually is the is it TJT nipple RDA? I can't believe I've not reviewed that.
Yeah, you kind of need that.
Yeah. What is it?
Kitchen Traveler.
I'm quite liking the look of these kitchen mods.
It needs to be the 16mm nipple, or maybe just the V2. Mark.
Oh yeah, it's actually quite nice that stabwood.
So Mark, you have a small rant this week.
Do I?
Yeah. Let's have it.
Side by fucking sides.
Oh, here we go.
What don't you like, Mark? What do you like?
I like things that are symmetrical. I like things that look as though they're not going to fall over. I like things that are just ergonomically terrific. I don't like things with a lump chunked off the top.
But when you put an Atty on, it's not so bad.
You're faking it.
But saying that, Mark, I do agree. When with side-by-side mods, you do have to be careful with how you hold them so you're not blocking the airflow and stuff. That's one thing I found, but
much like like Martin I think said earlier about 2-3 years ago, everyone was bashing out 3D printed squonkers, and everyone was just jumping on the bandwagon. And if Chandler has bought in a side by side, I'm going to kick him in the cunt.
Totally has. Surely.
Please tell me it was just an iron brew you got.
Sorry?
We thought you'd gone to get a side-by-side mod.
I did.
You see, if you go back to the early... right, okay.
You remember
This is
the Tesla Stealth? That must
This
be
is-
like one of the first side-by-side mods.
This is the Cango box. This was the armor box, manufactured by Cango, but they came out. I can't remember what they called themselves. They released it under a different brand name. But yeah, the armor box. It's all right.
Riyadh, Mark's always been a moaning cunt, you know that. Right, so if we go back to our old school, and I mean old school, whilst I knock everything over. So that, by rights, was a side-by-side.
What are we looking at? Oh,
What, is that like a built-in battery or like 18500?
18500.
Oh, don't like them.
18500 with a magnet that you stick on top of the battery. You know, it was a side-by-side, but it was an early side-by-side, and they weren't... They were kind of hiding the fact it was a side-by-side because it's still got that cage, it's still got... These were literally made 5 miles down the road from me. Really good guy, the bloke, and that's actually a 101. Never been used. With a, you know how much I like rip off of intellectual property.
missed what that was.
Matt says he loves a gizmo. Do you mean the Russian
Oh,
350
okay, yeah.
device?
But no.
Mark is just a moaning cunt.
I am. I always have been. Rick knows that. But
There's
no,
pictures.
I just don't like them. I think they're ugly.
Are there any sort of modern ones that you like?
No.
None.
No.
I'm sure I've seen some that have a more enclosed design.
But then you've got to get the right tank and then the right drip tip just to...
What about the Mech-Sider? Is that not somewhat pleasing to the eye?
No.
No?
What about that SVT one that I was on about that uses the tel? Have you seen that? Because that's extremely enclosed.
Which one?
The one that uses the tel, the SVT. Go on, say it, Martin.
Guillermo?
Yes, that.
Say that in English this time.
Guillermo?
Yeah, I can't spell that.
Yeah.
Just put SVT mod or yeah.
Put it in chat. If it's the name I think it is.
The tel.
Yeah, it's the one that the tel goes in. It's designed pretty much for the tel and other RTAs as well. But let me see if I can find it.
By Swiss Vape Technology. You see, it's just... I suppose it doesn't really matter what it looks like because it's going to look shit anyway because it's in a side-by-side mod. But...
Well, nothing more to say then.
Chat, am I the only one? Am I the only one that despises side-by-sides?
I hate them as well. Personal preference.
Yeah, I don't hate them, but I don't own one, so that
I just don't understand. As with Mark, I love symmetrical things. I don't understand. I know that it for tall tanks it brings it down, so it seems more compact instead of it being on the top of a mod. But
Right, okay, the Guillermo, okay, I have no issue with that. I have no issue with it. Let's pop that on screen. In fact, that's 200 pixels. I can't work with that. You know what? That's quite nice. That's very nice.
very sleek.
I wouldn't go sleek.
yeah, I know what you mean. It actually becomes more symmetrical if you put the tank down next to. Becomes more compact, but the mod itself without the tank for me isn't symmetrical at all. That's just a personal preference.
It is the symmetricalness of it that it's got to be pleasing. It's got to feel nice in your hand.
see if I can find my picture of it.
Oh, fuck off. Yeah.
That one.
Oh, nice.
It's very small. Smaller than you would think.
What about the mod?
Yeah, he's on about the mod.
Very big.
There you
But
go.
yeah,
There's a pair up on the screen.
Yeah, it's okay. The look is better than the design by far. Like that, if you watch my review of it, that cog thing, it's basically what it is. It's got like a top connector, and it's got like a separate little key you get to tighten it up. But the problem is, as you tighten it up, it becomes flush, so you can no longer tighten it. So it defeats the object. That last little bit where you need the key, it doesn't actually fit in. It's not the best design.
Like Alex just said, it's more of an AIO.
Yeah, it is really, yeah. But it sort of crosses that sort of line between the two.
It does. Well, we've established now that Mark doesn't like side-by-sides.
No, they
Yeah.
suck. Interestingly enough, right, we were in a chat, I think it was after one of the Hatters lives, and we were talking about juice, weren't we? We were talking about long fills and short fills and pre-nicked and everything else. Another rant, please. I'm working on it. I'm working. You've thrown me now. Let's hide chat so I can't get distracted.
Juice. Short fills, long fills, pre-filled.
Short fill, long fills. Just throwing it out there to chat. My first question is, typically, what strength... Fuck off, Riyadh.
Got a troll tonight.
What strength do you typically vape? And is there... Obviously, there's a reason behind why you vape the strength you do. I'll start with us. But chat if you can join in. What strength do you tend to vape on a day-to-day basis?
Well, in all my RDAs, I always vape 1.5 milligram. Actually, I've started in the Imperial to vape some 3 milligrams, and then 20 milligram Nixols in pots. That's it. Nothing in between.
Chandler?
Yeah, I'd direct lung 2 milligram and mouth to lung 6 milligram. That's it. It's as easy as that.
That doesn't seem far enough apart for me. I'd imagine.
Is it not?
No, to me, if you're on 2, I'd expect a 10 or a 12 for mouth to lung.
Yeah, when I was into mouth to lung, I was 12 milligram, but like with a 0.8 draw generally. That's what I liked. But nowadays, like, I was vaping pretty much exclusively 6 milligram at about 30 watts, which is what I've got in the Avatar at the minute. That's about 30 watts. But in the Kennedy, I've actually still got 3 milligram, and it does blow your head off a little bit. But I do find I need to vape less, so I'll have 3 goes on that, and I'll be good for half an hour. So, it's...
So those of us that are sort of...
When I was exclusively mouth to lunging, before I got onto direct lunging, I got my nick levels right down to 3 milligram. I was vaping mouth to lung 3 milligram.
Couldn't do it.
So I've actually upped it.
You see, my day in, day out for God knows how many years was 3 milligram, went down to 1.5, but I was 0.1 Clouds, bro. That was all I vaped, was Clouds. RDA, manual dripping, that was all I vaped for donkey's years. Then, for some reason, I tried, when the Nautilus 2s first came out, I thought, I'll give one of those a try, just to reminisce. And 0.7, mouth to lung. I was like, you know what, this is damn fine. Ended up on 12 milligram, because that was about the sweet spot for me, nicotine wise, and I've been sat on 12 milligram for at least a year and a half, 2 years. 3 milligram.
What sort of airflow do you use, like, for 12 milligram?
0.8.
Yeah, 0.8, yeah.
0.8, 1 mil at a push. But tight as tight can be.
Yeah.
Now looking, there's a lot of 12 milligram vapors, 12, 18. Are those that vape that higher strength, are you frustrated by the juice that's available to us without having to faff around, having to mix your own per se? So, really, if you want to go out and get a 12 bottle, 12 milligram bottle, you've got to go and buy a 10 mil with a label that doesn't stick. Is that back in the day we used to be able to go out and buy a 60 mil 12 milligram bottle of whatever the hell we wanted. Are we as not an industry but a group of people that choose to vape 12 milligram frustrated by the flavours that are available to us in the quantities and the flavours we like?
I mean, you must be, because it's more work to get to that 12 milligram. You have to obtain which is getting harder and harder, some 72 milligram for a normal short fill.
Yeah.
But to not to counteract that, but actually because of the legislation in Germany, it's a huge market for short fills and has been for a year now, where it's only 15 milliliters in the bottle, and then you add your nic base with whatever preferred you have, and you get pretty close to 12 milligram. But that's actually because of a legislation thing, and it's you can't have a pre-steeped juice like that. It's basically 15 milliliters of aroma that's in the bottle. And me personally, that annoys me. There is a difference between having, if you get one of those that are pre-nicked from the start, it seems less harsh because it's been in there longer. I mean, in the old days, I remember that we're talking like 3-4 years ago. If you went into a shop and you said 6 milligrams, you said, do you want Malaysian 6 milligram or European 6 milligram? Yeah, that's how it was. Because like take a big brand like fucking Flavor, like when they were allowed to sell them with nicotine in, if you needed 3 milligram, you got 6 milligram. Because that was the throat hit of a 3 milligram of the European ones.
Okay.
I don't know if it was because it's been in there that long or the kind of nicotine they use, but literally 6 milligram Malaysian was equal to 3 milligram.
We never got that over here. And that,
No.
pre-TPD over here was obviously when I had the shop. And we, 3 milligram was 3 milligram, 6 milligram was 6 milligram. I've never heard anything like that, ever. And we used to sell a lot of Malaysian juice.
It was milder, so you didn't need the same strength. Actually.
So my question is, I think it was Scott that brought it up the other night when we were chatting on Zoom about long fills, and I believe that's Diamata, the Bisha from Vapor Bay. I'm sure that was a long fill.
They Emersa have done long fills, especially also for the German market, and also I think for the Greek market itself, where it's from.
And that was something Scott was saying, that over in Greece, they've got an incredible selection of long fill.
What's a long fill?
My point is just that it's basically just aroma, so it has to steep.
A bottle shot.
It's super concentrated, isn't it?
Bottle shot. Okay, got you.
It's literally just aroma that you put in a bottle, and then you've given it's the easy user experience, because you have the bottle, you just fill it up with the desired nicotine base, with strength and PG/VG ratio, whatever you want.
You see, that's my frustration, because I love
shorter than custard and so on, and I don't have the patience for that. I can live with that short fill has to steep maybe 1, 2, 3 days maximum.
Yeah, depending on the flavour profile, I find like with fruits, I tend to find pretty much straight away. But
anything below 40 milliliters, it's pretty much it's gonna end up being just aroma.
Yeah. Out of interest, Martin, you know, with lagoons, how they come in 40 mil, don't they, instead of the usual 50? Is that a legislation thing, or is it just?
No, it's actually a thing to legally be able to make it into 6 milligram. And I also know from Dennis, who owns Lagoon, who, by the way, actually only vapes himself 0 milligram. If you didn't know.
Oh, right.
Fun fact. He has tested all his juices different milligrams. That below the 40, if even you put 30 and you won't be able to steep it properly, and then it's basically, you just end up with aromas. You need at least 40 milliliters in there for it to be able to steep enough. But it's not a legislation thing. It's totally on purpose to be able to make it 6 milligrams with the legal nic shots.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think we need more variety because, you know, I can go and get a regular short fill. Let's say that, and I know I need to add 20 ml of 72 milligram PG to make it 12 milligram. I like 50-50.
Yeah, this is where you get into the really confusing stuff.
I like 50-50, and I know if I'm picking up a 70-30 and adding 20 mils of PG to it, I'm still about 60-65 VG high. I like the PG throat hit. I like the PG. I want a 50-50. I don't want a 70-30 or a 65-35. I really want a 50-50 because that's what suits me. And unless, you know, there's a handful of retailers, obviously Vapor Bay being one of them, that stock long fills. Fucking hang sound, man. You know, I want quality line. I want quality juice. I want premium juice.
10 years back, when you got your 10 ml bottles, they were 40% VG, 60% PG. They were 46.
I used to have 70-30s, 70 high,
70 PG. Wow.
Bet that was very thin.
It was lovely. It was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, the standard was this. You were getting a thick juice if it was anything high. If it was 50-50 or above, that was high VG.
You see, you look at that. It's literally like water.
Yeah.
But my point with why I'm opposed to even calling it a long fill is that you should basically just call it an aroma shot, because it's not a fill anything. They've literally just taken aroma, put it into a big bottle.
Yeah, it's what we call bottle shots over here. But bottle shots over here tend to be own brand. You know, you can go to Dark Star, you can go to whoever the hell you want, and get some
like concentrate, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to call it a rip-off because some of them are really good. Or you can go to exactly Riyadh. You know, he didn't like Dark Star bottle shots, and it's because like
Dark Star trademarked bottle shots. They've got a brand called Bottle Shots, and yeah, basically all it is it's enough concentrate in the bottle so that if you top 250 ml bottle, you top it up with whatever, you've got 250 ml of whatever.
So I don't know the size of the 12 milligram market, or whether or not Doris can be asked to dose VG, PG and 72 milligram. Probably not, but there's got to be a market there big enough for some of the retailers, some of the manufacturers, to at least give us something to allow us to make 50-50 by just dosing into a bottle, not having to measure out 12 milliliters of concentrate and then having to do the calculation ourselves. I just want to dump that in a bottle, put me 72 in.
It would have to be, because you can get. I mean, Just Add Nick does the kits. So they sell you a bottle, a full bottle with a little bit of concentrate. Yep. Well, with enough concentrate, just dump it into that bottle with the VG, with the PG, add your Nick shots, done.
I want 12 milligram. You can't do that with Nick shots.
Mark. I hear you teasing that Jeffries is going to come back into the market with a special series. That's what I'm hearing.
Hear what you want.
Is there any sort of scope for the TPD to change? Has there been any updates on that? It's probably not as it was.
The TPD 3 is gonna give with one hand and then pull off both arms with the others. What has been suggested as part of the TPD, the most recognizable change, is that they would allow for up to 20 milligrams, but up to 60 milliliter bottles with 20 milligrams. But they would then require that all liquids have to be registered. Right now, 0 milligram doesn't have to be registered. That's the loophole. They're trying to close off the loophole for all the short pills.
You see,
which is both good and bad. It can inhibit the newer juice makers because of too many certifications just to get going. Then again, that it secures the consumers that they're getting a product which is actually tested and certified.
It depends on what the cost is, isn't it, for them to apply for that, I suppose, yeah. If it's prohibitive, then yeah.
Here the cost is 5,000 euro per mixed strength per flavor.
Over here we've got the General Product Safety Regulation. So, by rights, whilst it isn't law, and a prime example would be Jeffries. We went through full TPD testing, full emission testing. We did the full shebang. We never released in 10mm, but we thought it was right for our customers to know that our product was safe. And it wasn't, stop using the word come yeah, so you've got the General Product Safety Regulation, which kind of every product should have, e-liquid should have. So by law, they should have this. They should have the testing done. And if anything happened, they're fucked.
I know for a fact right now that if you try to launch your juice, at least if you go to Italy, if you go to France, if you go to Germany, the first thing that any distributor or any vape shop will ask, MSDS. They're not even going to talk to you if you can't show MSDS.
You see, MSDS shows nothing.
No, but that's what they're asking as of the first thing. I think it's a balance again, because it can be hard for new juice makers to come out, especially in the countries that have the high registration fees. Like you have approximately 200 quid or something like that, whereas
for what, TPD?
No, like what is the cost to register one juice and one Nick strength?
About 200 quid, yeah.
Yeah. And but in countries like Denmark, they've taken the TPDs. We just threw out a number, 5,000 euros. That's approximately what it costs. And then they've said, we're going to charge that for an application.
But
you wouldn't imagine how many are rejected.
Yeah. But then over here, you've then got to pay for your testing on top of your TPD registration. So you could pay £1,000 a SKU per strength, per flavour.
Well, this is also the testing, but it's to register like one juice in different Nick strengths. So if you have 3, 6, and 9, it's gonna be 15,000 euro.
Okay. So the question is, would you like to see 3, 6, 12 milligrams back available in a 60ml bottle, regardless of whether it's short fill, long fill, pre-nicked, whatever, they had to go through a full testing regime. They had to go through a full emissions test. Would you like to see that?
For the security of what we're getting, yes, actually. There was a point about 1.5, 2 years ago when a lot of short fills were streaming into Europe, maybe not to UK because you have such a big market already, but especially from Asia, where you literally didn't know if it was bathtub juice because it was unregistered. It was short filled, no nicotine. I had no clue.
Riyadh, you're talking from a retailer. It's going to drive the cost up to the retailer. It's going to drive the cost up to the end user. But is it going to get rid of the dickheads off the market? Is it going to get rid of the shit juice, the bathtub brewers off the market? Do we want to see that, or are we quite happily, I don't want to say dicing with death because that's a bit harsh, but dicing with what we don't know? We don't know what's in that juice because it's never gone through an emissions test. It's never gone through any test whatsoever. Are we happy?
Let's compare with the States. Not that we want to, but that's an example where it was an option to blame all vaping because it's an unregulated market, totally unregulated. So they had cause to actually put in entire vaping. You couldn't neutralize, this was illegal black market carts with whatever it was that was in them. And then you can say, well, we have the regulated market, so that it's not from that. Whereas they don't have any regulations. Well, they have some FTA, but it's pretty much nothing. That gave the cause that they could actually blame it on all vaping.
We've got Riyadh on side now. It's simple. Anything designed to be ingested via a vaping device should be tested. Agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm welcoming the TPD3 also with the options. I will say that I remember when they stocked 3 milligram, 6 milligram, 9 milligram, you had 3 facings on a shelf of each juice. That was also a bigger hurdle than for the retailer because they had to stock 3 juices, maybe 10 of each. And then you had people come, we're out of 6 milligram. Then sometimes you could sell them, 1 3 milligram, 1 9 milligram, and then
mix them together.
Yeah, I used to do that.
But you would actually potentially lose money on that. I know that then buying more, but if you just sell the 1 6 milligram, so.
I'll just offer the diacetyl as an optional extra.
Yeah.
Right, that's my rant over. It's just something, an FYI for the guys over at Vapor Bay. Get some more long fills in. Get some.
Can you get 50-50 nick shots?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
So if you want to make 12 milligram, surely if you've got 20% concentrate, 6 nick shots, and about 20 mil of VG, so you could have a 20 mil or two 10 mil bottles of VG, 6 bottles of 20 milligram, and if you've got a 20% concentrate, throw it into a bottle, you've got 100 mil of 12 milligram, surely.
At what ratio?
50-50.
Well, no, because you concentrate's 100% PG.
Concentrate's 100% VG, so PG, yeah. So if you've got 20% concentrate, 20 mil of VG,
yeah.
So that's 50-50.
Yeah.
And if you've got 6 50-50 nick shots, that will make the whole lot 50-50.
You're right.
Sorry, I had to do some maths.
Maths
Long
lesson.
fills is, in my book, a wrong word because it's not a long fill in the term of a short fill, where a short fill you pop in the next shot, you shake it all about, you maybe let it stand
Job
for
done.
1 day, and
They-
work. It's aroma. It's not steeped.
It doesn't need to steep. I hate this bloody steeping malarkey.
But that's what you have to do if it's a long
Go on,
fill,
rant
because it's
it out,
basically
rant it out.
aroma in the bottle.
Desserts
Right.
and tobaccos need to be steeped. Fruits and menthols
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Trust me, they don't.
I only vape fruits. I can tell a big difference if something, especially if we're talking pre-necked, and if it's being like a short fill with the next shot added. It's much more harsh, at least the first couple of days, because the nicotine hasn't mixed around in it.
Yeah. I don't really get that myself. I mean, it definitely settles down after a couple of days, but it's vapeable straight away, whereas
Yeah.
some, like say, custards and tobaccos pretty much aren't vapeable straight away. But, you know.
We've digressed onto mince pies now. I think we've lost chats.
Right. Tangent.
Deep fill,
close.
high mid
Chandler.
spice. Hello.
Deep fill. Mm.
Have you seen anything interesting on Instagram or Facebook? For the
I haven't, but you have.
I give it to you.
In that case, yes. I trolled the internet for hours and I found this awesome coil.
Which one?
Coil 1. It should be.
I've got one called Coil.
No, the one that's called Coil 1. Coil is different.
I don't have one called Coil 1.
There should be Coil 1, 2, and 3.
No, I've got Coil, Coil 2, Coil 3, and Coil 4.
It's
Oh,
just
for fuck's
called
sake.
coil.
Oh, let's go for Coil. Let's see. I can't remember what I bloody named them now.
Let's go with Coil.
We'll see what this one is.
There we go. So
The
a
coil
lovely
stick?
braided thread.
Oh, yes. There you
Oh,
go.
the
So,
mother braided thread.
yeah, now, when I first saw this, like I said, I trolled the internet for hours and hours and hours, and then on my instant messenger, this popped up.
Yeah, I've seen that the other day. Yeah, I saw that.
It's nice, isn't it? Martin pinged it me over in Messenger, and I looked at it, and the first thing I thought was that was jewellery. I thought it was literally looked at that and went, "Oh, is that a bracelet, necklace? What is it?" No, it's a braided fused Clapton.
It looks like a poor Celtic tattoo from the 90s.
To be fair, when we both saw that, I think we were both like, okay, that's a braided coil stick kind of thingy.
That's going to be some serious.
That's gonna be even
spitback.
vapeable.
Yeah, but coil next coil, is it coil 2? Whatever the next coil picture is.
I'll be coil 2.
That'll be coil 2.
There we go.
Basically, the coil 2 and coil 3 are this coil in a
Wicked.
in an RDA.
And replace your screws, man. If you're going to be
Oh,
a photographer.
those screws are a little bit.
Oh,
And
The photography on
can
this
you
is
see? Can you see as well? He didn't trim it as well. Look at the bottom left.
yeah.
yeah. You don't go there. Extreme close up only.
Oh, he hasn't fired it yet. You can see he's not fired it yet, but it does look like it may potentially work in there.
Peter could do better.
Yeah, and coil 3's a different angle of the same shot.
Oh, there we go. There's the. Oh, he did cut off a nice flat. I bet he got his angle grinder to that.
Yeah, I can't remember whether he's.
Where's Diddy?
Watching Cass.
But he is going to have to trim that before he puts the top cap on.
Nah.
Just fold it up, shove it on, it'll be fine.
I did come across a picture where there it is, where he's actually, I don't know if he's torched it or if he's even heated up. Mark, I'm just gonna throw it into the chat.
Only half the leg is trapped, but that wouldn't necessarily matter. With one of these, would it?
Well, it going.
'Cause they're all-
that, I thought it was like just he did it for fun, doing like a
Yeah.
stick.
He did a really neat job of the braid, to be fair. So
There we go. This is a torched one, Martin? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's torched or if he's I wouldn't say illuminated. If he's heated it up, does look like it's torched because you can see just at the posts, it's not heated. I presume it's torched.
Oh yeah, total torched.
But again, and as Leith says, he does take awesome shots, and he does have a nice setup for it as well.
Which takes us to 4, Chandler.
yeah, so this one I found. I couldn't resist this one. Found this one on Facebook. And as you can see, they called it the Monster Coil. Well, Monstrosity. There you go.
This takes me back to that alien thingy.
It is a bit, isn't it? I have no idea what it is because it's got all those kind of hooks on it. It is bonkers, that one.
Cotton just going straight through.
That is insane.
I have no idea where you'd put the cotton. This is purely for look what I can do. But
It looks a bit bondagey. It looks as though it's been tied up.
It does, like some sort of rope torture scenario. Yeah, that is definitely different.
isn't it?
Like vaping lava.
You would literally just have to get like a big wadge of cotton and just put it over the top of it.
Yeah, which kind of defeats the object, and that is assuming that the RDA top cap will fit over the top of it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
just go with open top. Just
yeah, yeah. Avoid the spits that are coming off it because it
It's
will.
all right. It's all
That's not gonna spit.
living
Dear. Right, next one. I saw. I think this has probably been out for a while, but I just wanted to. I wanted to do the pun. The next one down. If you just go alphabetically, it should be the Danny one.
Danny Darko, yeah.
That's the one. I purely saw this, and that was the pun that I thought that I heard off straight off.
And ironically, I'm pretty sure there's one of those available on Mad Hatters at the moment. That exact setup.
Fancy that.
Is it that set up?
That exact setup.
Awesome. Do you know I haven't
the
noticed?
DLC.
I have been avoiding Mad Hatters like the plague at the moment.
I keep PMing him with, have you seen what's just gone up? He's like, fuck off. Leave me alone.
It's going, they've just reduced it. I'm like, don't care. Still can't. If it was 50 quid, still can't afford it. But yeah, no, I just saw the dark Danny Box Mini with a DLC. Yeah, tank on the top that's completely fell out of my head.
There we go. Matt's just said that setup's on Hatters.
Yeah.
How much have we got it up? How much is it up?
Honestly, did not know. I genuinely haven't been looking at Hatters.
Let's have a look. I'll tell you how much it's up for. If you want to buy one, Chandler, we can.
Oh, for God's sake!
We
Buy a
can
couple of
arrange that
hats
for
at
you.
least.
Because the Danny Box. All right. Well, let's have a look. Danny Box is about 250, isn't it? So it'd be about 250 for the Danny Box.
No, it's way more for the DLC.
Is it more for the DLC?
Right, 200 quid more, yeah.
Oh, really? That much more?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 400 quid for the Danny
Yeah.
Box. Yeah, okay,
Pretty
that
much,
sounds
yeah.
about right. And for a DLC K-Fun, you'd be looking about 120.
That's a
Is
K-Fun
that
Light. isn't it?
24 mil? Yeah.
It's a K-Fun Light.
K-Fun Light, yeah. So you're looking at 500, between 500 and 600 quid's worth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can pick one up on Hatters for 420, if you should be interested, or take a hat at
Ouch.
21 quid.
Saving of 200 quid right there.
Well,
At least
yeah, it's 200
couple
quid.
of hats, maybe.
Yeah.
Again.
I'm tempted now. Damn it.
It was really nice. Very, very sleek. Bit of a fingerprint magnet, though, but, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine. Hellvape. Well, Dead Rabbit. How long's the V2 been out?
Long.
I thought it had been out a while. I just haven't seen anything from Dead Rabbit
not yet.
recently.
Is that imitation knurling?
It's actually if you zoom in, it's a Celtic weave. So we're basically, what caught my eye was the Celtic weave on it, and I thought that matches the coil that I've seen. But yeah, no, V2 Dead Rabbit, drop-in deck. It's a nice little Atty.
Nah.
Mm.
Not for me.
Yeah, airy. I know it's airy. Top airflow though, so it won't leak juice everywhere.
Matt's just said,
No.
I think I had a hat or two for Perky's one.
Oh yeah, can't remember who won that actually. So the guy, Australian guy, won it, who always seems to win whatever he plays. Nick Philippopoulos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so the complete antithesis to me then.
Yeah, honestly, anything he ever goes in, if you see him in, just stay away because he will win.
I had
number 13, then it's really bad.
I had a go on one on Nigel Moxon's. You know, he's done a Mandalorian SBF. So I thought, oh yeah, why not? So I had a go on that, and Matt in chat said, popped a message under going, are you going to be able to get away with another win? And I went, don't worry, I don't win raffles. It's fine. And I didn't. So it's all good.
Have you ever won one?
I won my Infiniome years ago. I think it was only the second one I'd had a go on. So I wasn't expecting anything at all. And yeah, I won that.
But never since.
Other than that, no, nothing since. But there we go.
Next.
What's the next one?
I don't know, you tell me.
Is it the holy ducking, or did I put that in too late?
Oh, no.
If not, ignore that and skip it and go to Smoant.
No, let's just go with the man with the 9-inch girth.
Oh man, woof. Again, Martin sent this, and I just couldn't. I'm just like, oh,
What?
the hell
Wow.
is that? I have no idea.
For Chandler, it'd need another 3 foot on top for drip tip.
Yeah, the drip tip's just not tall enough, to be fair. It looks like somebody's put a thermos flask. Is balancing a thermos flask on top of his mod.
It does.
Basically. Yeah, it does. I
Ridiculous.
have no idea what that Atty is.
I'd love to see what it looks like without the cap on or whatever, or the top screwed off. Is it just like a coil snaps like that?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's the Voltrove.
is it just a? What is it?
The Voltrove.
A Voltrobe. Okay, never heard of it. Know nothing about it other than Martin posted the picture, and I actually quite like the Captain America mod that it's sitting on.
Getting a bin.
Yeah.
Voltron is normally big, but not normally that big.
No. 30 mil, isn't it?
That is, if not more, that's more than 30 mil. 35, 40?
Just the weight of that as well.
That's
It's a two-hander.
I'm assuming it's a tank as well. So what's the capacity on that?
Everyday problems of going for a piss. It's
A litre.
Oh, you're not going to have to. Yeah, you probably have to re-wick before you need to refill the tank. Oh man. Smoant caught my eye.
What did you call that?
Night. There we are. Did I call it night?
Night one.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
It's a little pod thing. However, I looked at that and went, that's not a pod on that. And thought, what's going on there? And they've released, if you go on to Night 2, they've got basically a 510 adapter. Hey ho, didn't know they did that. It's basically a replacement pod, but it's got a 510 on the top. You slot that into the pod slot, and you've got a mod. There you go.
So basically a non-squonkable mod.
It's just a mod. Yeah. It just, but you've either got a pod system, so you either slot the pod in there, or you slot the 510 adapter in, and it turns it into a standard 80-watt mod, single battery 80-watt mod. Which I remember.
Getting back to the where mods can do several things. Is that really needed?
It's quite handy because I suppose you can go. I mean, one thing you can't do with a billet box is go, oh, actually, I just want to screw my tank on the top.
Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, yes, you can. You can.
Yes, you can.
You can get a 510 adapter for a billet box.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen Lloyd? What was he? What, did he put his heart on his billet box?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You can,
It can be
okay,
done.
so basically you can buy a 510 bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just the rod that goes to the positive pin, yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Oh, in that case, yeah, shut the door. Forget that. I just want the bridge for my billet box now.
Now, Chandler, can you
Yes.
imagine if that, the Smoant Knight, right,
Yeah.
took a borough
If that took a borough, yes.
and kind of looked like that, okay, there'd be a little bit of size difference.
Yeah.
Would you buy something like that?
If that took a, because I'd be able to drop the Vape Snail into it, or throw the Karma bridge into it, mouth to lung it, swap it over. Tempted. Why is this?
What would you pay for something like that?
What would I pay for something like that? Well, look, that Smoant is sub 50 quid. Might pay a little bit more for a mod that took a borough.
Yeah.
Why have you seen something?
No, not seen anything.
Oh, haven't you? Okay.
Just out of morbid curiosity. Watch this space. Right.
In that case, yeah, X1.
There's not
Yeah,
one
no, I
coming
wouldn't.
from Hatters, is there?
Huh?
It would kind of make sense, wouldn't it, to go, why not? There's all this, this is a billet box, blah, blah, blah.
You see why I'm measuring 21/700s now?
Yeah. If you could get... The one thing that I've always said about the billet box, if they brought out a 21/700 version, I would consider paying full price for one. Mark, I'll talk to you afterwards.
Late. Yeah, I just saw what RJ Mods posted, and they do nice engravings.
What else have we got? Mind?
Mind. Yeah, stick this on. I just, this is very brief because I know we're running over. Literally, you know, I'm a Doctor Who fan.
Who?
Okay. Yeah, Doctor. Never mind. David Tennant. I like David Tennant. He's a
Didn't
nice
he-
bloke.
Didn't he marry another doctor's daughter or something? Didn't he?
I'm not that much of a geek. Do you know? I don't know. He might have done.
I'm sure David Tennant married an old doctor's daughter.
Are we going off one of those tangents again?
Yeah, we really are at the moment. Wikipedia, relatives, Wikipedia, early life. No, I want to know who he married. How do you find out in Wikipedia who he married?
Married the doctor of another daughter. I knew it. She's the daughter of Peter Davidson.
Peter Davidson is his father-in-law. There you go.
Of course.
I should have saved that one for the quiz.
You should have done, shouldn't you? We'll now know that one.
I'll just put that answer for everything.
Yeah, he's literally just doing a thing for mind and mental health at the moment. It's something that I'm close to. It's basically a charity I would support. So if you fancy having a look on the website, basically they're doing this art thing. Take a selfie of yourself with your eyes closed. And it's raising funds and raising awareness for Mind, the charity. So Yeah, I've got a feeling the way his shoulders are, I don't think he's holding the camera. I've got a feeling someone else has taken that picture of him, to be fair. But yeah, I thought it was worth mentioning. Go and have a look at takeamoment.uk and just see what's going on. And partake. It was just something I wanted to slot in quickly. Because mental health at the moment is something we need to all keep a handle on.
Having been there, having realised that my only support chains were the people I knew, and ironically, sorry, let's flick the screen. Ironically, what got me through what I went through was this industry. And it was a select bunch of people that every night, this is probably 5 years ago now, and it was evening hangouts, as they were at the time. Zoom didn't exist. It was evening hangouts that got me through some very fucking dark times. And as morbid as it is to say, you know, I'm probably still here today thanks to this industry and the awesome people that were involved in this industry. And I could have been in some very, very dark fucking places. So hashtag don't suffer in silence. There's people out there just, yeah.
There you go. So yeah, it's takeamoment.uk. It's a really short URL. So yeah, takeamoment.uk. Go and have a look.
I didn't actually check that URL. It's not going to go to some weird hippo porn, is it? No, definitely got the right one.
It's all right then.
I'm disappointed.
Oh,
I wanted hippo porn.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
Michael.
On that note, just before that, you know what I said about the billet box at the beginning?
What about it? Leaking. Check atomizer.
Is it leak? Oh, there you go.
No, it's just doing a shortage.
What is it, Martin?
I just want to close off by saying thank you very much, Michael, for joining us. I hope
You're very welcome.
we enjoyed.
Yeah,
having
thanks
you
for
on.
coming.
No, it's been great.
I guess that's all, folks. Mark, what is it you say on Tuesdays?
Every now and again, I like to say, adios, motherfuckers!
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
VTUK.